I'm Dave Daly for SouthSalemStrong.com. We're here today interviewing Warren Bednarz. He's a city councilor for Ward 7 here in the city of Salem. And Warren, for audiences, you have pretty big roots here in Salem. And share with us kind of how long you've been running around these streets.
You know, I love being a Saxon. I was a walker, I think it's a Bearcat in West Salem. I've lived here all my life. I've invested in this community. I've invested my time, really, because it is our home. And I think it's really important to give back to the community when the community has given our families so much to work with. So I've been involved in neighborhood associations, urban renewal boards, I was past president of the Salem Downtown Association, a long and deep involvement in this community.
Wow, and you know, being a city councilor, you're a volunteer. And as you see behind us here, this is kind of the beginning of Ward 7 here at Owens, and goes out Riverton Road, picks up Illahee, and heads out Commercial towards the western side of Commercial. But for these families and these schools and this community, we have some issues that are facing South Salem. And what would you like to say to the community to weigh in on these and kind of have you as our head volunteer kind of wanting input on this? What would you say to our community?
Well, we need to do some improvements in all of the areas of Salem. We're working on the sidewalk system in the downtown area, but it'll move out further out into these areas to do some improvements there. We're also looking at some street improvements. I've been pushing for Rural and Cunningham and some other streets that are long. Madrone is an example where there's long and there's no sidewalks. We need to do some improvements to increase the safety for people in those areas.
Yeah, and South Salem is growing, and these are some issues that we can face to improve the quality of life. You know, there's 4 neighborhood associations, and tell us how you interact with these volunteers in these neighborhoods and deal with their issues.
You know, I go to every single neighborhood association meeting that's going on in my ward. There are 4 of them. Sunny Slopes, South Salem. There's the SWAN, which is the Southwest Association of Neighbors, and then there's SCAN, which is South Central Association of Neighbors, which I share with Ward 2. But I go to every single one of these. I give a report on public hearings that are coming up that might affect that particular ward to make sure that people know what's going to go through. I also go through what decisions the City Council has made. And in fact, I've gone through a point at some of the meetings where I've explained the process of a City Council so people feel more comfortable when they can give testimony, what's the appropriate time, what to do. And when you come down and testify, don't get nervous. There may be TV camera, there's a lot of people there, but you're just talking to 9 people, and we really love to have that testimony. Really love to have people write letters, actually. But public testimony has much more power when it comes to issues that face this community.
Yeah, and you know, the collaboration between City Council and our City of Salem staff, what would you like to say to our staff who and how they approach trying to meet the needs of our community? What's it been in that seat as a city councilor working with those people who serve us?
You know, from the outside, it looks like there's this closed system. Every single meeting that the city council has to be given with a public notice so everyone in this community can attend those meetings, save and except the only places that we have are the executive sessions where there's usually a labor negotiations or real estate transactions which can't be public. But every meeting that we hold is in the public eye. I personally am impressed thoroughly with city staff. I have worked with them now for many years, but now that I'm in that working with them daily, I'm impressed with the dedication that this staff has in our community. They work tirelessly.
Yeah, and it's great. No matter the need that happens, whether it's in the big freezes we have during the winter, you know, our crews go out 24/7, and our parks look great, and it's just a great collaboration between city employees and our community. And you know, we also talk about the volunteer side, and share with our audiences, should someone want to volunteer, you're on the boards and commissions board reviewing new applicants who want to volunteer in many areas that our city's needing support in. And tell us, one, why you volunteer, and if someone wants to volunteer, what should they do?
Okay, so let's start with, at thecityofsalem.net, you'll find an application and the description of different boards and commissions. We're always looking for a diversification of individuals on all of our committees, and in fact, I happen to be on the Boards and Commissions committee that goes through those applications. So from my experience on that, it's great when people put things in. The more information, the better. In fact, it would really help if people, when they apply for a board or commission, if they actually attended that commission or board, to make sure it is what they think it's going to be. But I like the applications. We get lots of them. In fact, we just met earlier this week for some more appointments of people to the different areas.
It's fantastic. And, you know, as we round out here, we have hundreds of businesses here that make up your ward. And we're going to be sharing this video over social media. And Warren, to these businesses, What would you like to hear from them, and how can they reach you should they want to weigh in on a topic that they're facing here in the neighborhood?
So our city council has been pushing really hard for a bigger presence in social media. Certainly, you can get a hold of me. If you call my phone number that's listed with the City of Salem, it goes directly to my cell phone. I don't let it slide by me at all. I'm not going to hide by anything. On Wednesday mornings at 9 o'clock, parking lot number 2 at Minto Brown Island, I meet. It's called Walk with Your Counselor. I meet, we do a couple miles in the dog park is where it is. If you don't have a dog, we'll loan you one. Always have some good time, good conversation. Sometimes it has nothing to do with the city. It's just you want to talk.
Yeah.
You just want to be heard, and I think that's really important, that whole thing.
Well, thank you very much, Warren, for letting us interview you here today. And we'll be circling back with other issues that we're going to be facing as a community. So stay tuned for more updates of what's happening here in the Ward 7. But, Warren, from our entire community, you're a volunteer. You wake up every day. Yes, you have your own meeting and businesses to run, but you step every single day into a meeting voluntarily for the good of this community. And I don't know if you've heard it much of our community, but I want to say thank you from our community and to your supportive family. Your wife is a big support, your kids, but thank you to you, and also the legacy that the Bednarz family has left in Salem. It's generational, and I think, we have new things to go forward on what the past has got us to here.
I really want to thank my wife. She is a great supporter. We've been married 31 years. She's been a great supporter of my life and the things that I do, the passions that I have, and she's right behind me 100%. And I got 3 wonderful kids who also are watching me do the same thing. And I like to lead for the family, and I'm hoping that my children will follow in my footsteps and become community leaders as well.
All right, well, thank you, Warren. And for more great stories, visit southsalemstrong.com. Thank you very much.